Hey everybody, it's Christina Quick, the Tarot Biz Mentor here, and I am back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between being a tarot life coach and a tarot reader. Chances are, if you've been reading tarot for quite some time, that you've picked up some natural coaching abilities and you just don't even probably recognize that you are a tarot coach. So the first thing I want to talk about the differences is authority. So in a tarot reading, there are three components to the tarot reading. There's the reader, there is the seeker, and there are the cards. In a normal tarot reading, the cards kind of take on an authority of their own, right? So, how a typical tarot reading works is we have the seeker and we have the reader. The reader shuffles the cards, lays down the cards in whatever spread that they're going to use, and tells a story of what's happening or what's going to happen in the future. As a psychic, you can also pick up additional information like psychic insight, intuitive hits that you get. But if you don't see that backed up in the cards, it's going to be really, really difficult to get your clients to believe certain aspects about what the potentials and possibilities are when it comes to their reading. If you're a tarot reader that firmly believes that the tarot meanings aren't set in stone or that we can facilitate change based off of what the tarot cards present to us, then you're probably a tarot coach. Let me give you an example. So if I was doing a tarot coaching session and I was shuffling, and let's say we're doing a one card spread, and I had a client come to me, and she was thinking about walking away from her marriage. She was thinking about walking away from her relationship. Okay. In a normal tarot reading session, I would pull, let's say the Eight of Cups came up. And if the Eight of Cups did come up, it would kind of be the authority in that tarot reading session, right? So she's asking, should she walk away? And you get the Eight of Cups, which is clearly the guy walking away from all the cups. So as a tarot reader, you might say, yes, it's probably time to walk away, or yes, I see you walking away. However, if you are a tarot coach, you might begin to ask different questions, right? You might begin to ask questions like, what is it that you're not getting from the relationship that makes you inclined to walk away? You could ask the client, could it just be that you and your husband need to work on, reigniting the spark in the relationship, right? So we look at the card that's pulled, and as tarot coaches, we don't necessarily go to a predictive place. We simply look at the card, we look at what the energy is, how is it matching up to the seeker's question, and what are some questions that we could ask based on that energy to help the client arrive at their own conclusion, right? So instead of telling the client, yes, I see you walking away from this relationship, we could ask as a tarot coach, is it that you really want to leave, or is it that you feel you have no other choice? And as a tarot coach, then we can kind of go into, what are the possibilities that are opening up to our client? Are there other things that we can try before walking away from the marriage? Can we try to salvage it in some other way? And so the tarot coach their role is more of a facilitator of the energy and not necessarily a predictor of the energy. So a tarot coach is there to open up the client to possibilities and potentials that they didn't necessarily realize that they had or had already given up on. The other thing I would like to talk about is mindfulness. So in a tarot reading, a tarot reader often looks at the cards to kind of predict what a person, it could be the seeker, it could be someone else in the seeker's life, is thinking and feeling. Especially if the seeker has no idea what they're thinking and feeling, or has no idea, what other people are thinking and feeling, and obviously that's why they're there. Tarot coaches tend to work with the energy of the cards in a different way. So tarot coaches look at the cards and not only predict what a person might be thinking or feeling, but why. Why are they thinking that? And what limiting beliefs or self-sabotaging habits are basically allowing that to manifest, or allowing those patterns to kind of play into those feelings. And so the tarot coach differs in that tarot coaches more or less redirect the seeker to include themselves into the conversation, if that makes sense. So when we're talking about thoughts and feelings, if we were to pull, let's say, for example, let's just say, we have a client that comes to us and she's really unhappy in her career. She went to the dream college, she got the dream job, she got the salary that she wanted, but still she's somewhat unfulfilled, right? She's obviously feeling like something is missing. So let's say that we did a 3-card spread. Let's say that we got the 10 of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Moon, right? So a tarot reader might say, yes, I mean, it looks like here you have everything that you want. You maybe work on your abundance mindset, maybe work on your blocks when it comes to receiving these good things in your life. However, a tarot coach might look at that 10 of Pentacles and think, maybe there's something inherited ancestrally here. She might look, or he might look at the Empress and say, it could be something to do with your mother. And then the Moon, could definitely be something along the lines of not seeing something clearly. The vision is muddled, right? So if I was to do this reading as a tarot coach, what I might say is that, yes, it looks like, first of all, validate, verify that something is going on. Yes, but I might look at those and see, that the dream job and the dream college were actually her parents' wishes, and that she was unable to separate her young, impressionable mind from her wishes, from her parents' wishes, and her parents' desires for her. And what if the client then kind of mentions that she wants to be an artist before going to accounting school? Like maybe she grew up and, all throughout high school and junior high, she was all about art and she wanted to grow up to be an artist. Maybe somewhere along the lines, her mother told her that, she couldn't make a living being an artist. She had to go to accounting school, And maybe, this fear, this Moon and the 10 of Pentacles, because the 10 of Pentacles is very generational. It's basically what's passed on, right? The legacy. And then Empress could be definitely her mother in this situation, or a maternal kind of figure. And so what we could say is to our client that perhaps, it's this expectation of fulfillment that her parents maybe instilled upon her. And it's that fear of disappointing her mother or her parents, And, from here, we kind of begin to unravel the true desires of the seeker. And we begin to find out what is really, really going on here. And a tarot coach then can give the client them permission to cultivate their own sense of identity outside of what their parents wished, in this particular case. And really, maybe all that client needed was the reignition of her passions. Maybe it starts with just bringing her sketch pad to work and sketching at lunch or something along those lines. So we can see how a tarot coach is really solution oriented, right? And really goes in to find the deeper depths of what is actually going on with our client, which leads me to number 3. Number 3 is empowerment, right? So often I think that tarot readers are worried about all of the wrong things, especially during a tarot reading, getting the meanings right, reading the spread correctly, ensuring our intuition is spot on. And, these things are important. I think they do matter. But I think in a lot of ways that tarot readers put too much emphasis on having all of the right fitting pieces to make them look good or make them, feel like they know what they're doing, that sometimes we neglect the most important thing. And as a tarot coach, the most important thing is our helpfulness, right? To empower our clients, our ability to empower our clients to create a little change or a lot of change, and to help them curate a map of this transformational journey that they are going to go on, by setting goals and creating plans of action and things like that. So those are just 3 quick ways that a tarot coach is a little bit different than a tarot reader. And I'm curious, over to you. Do you see yourself in some of these core differences? Is this something that you have felt like that, is a little bit different about you than is different than like all the other tarot readers out there? I'm curious, like during this video, did you kind of realize that you're actually a tarot coach based on your reading style and not just a tarot reader, right? So I want to ask you, what do you personally think the difference is between a tarot coach and a tarot reader? How do you think that that kind of plays out? So let me know in the comments below. I would love to connect with you on that and read all of your submissions. So I will see you guys in the next video.